Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Well, as you guys know, I own a 2017 M140i, which currently is in a god-awful state. Winter period is really hard on you if you want to keep your car clean. Because I'll be damned, my car is not looking clean. My cat walked over it, unfortunately. We went through a little bit of mud, as you can see over here. Maybe put on the wide angle cam. Here, damn you, winter. And the rear is even worse. The car looks like as if it went through the freaking Sahara. I actually have put a spoiler and front splitter and some other little modifications done to the car, but I'm going to make a separate video on that because we're actually going to do, when the next video will be made, two little more things, but I'm going to keep them secret for the next video. But I have this car for around 4 months right now. I have driven around 7,000 kilometers with it, so you know, I start to have a good idea how it is on a daily basis. And I already made a 5 things that I hate about this car video. That was hard to make because I love this car. But now we're going to make actually also a hard video, 5 things that I love about this car. And it's actually picking the 5 things that I love the most about this car that is so hard, because I do love a lot of things about this car. So we'll start the video, and actually have to look on my list what my number 5 was. That's much how I love it. Okay, so number 5, now the thing that I absolutely love on this car is the looks. And I know that's something, you know, taste. Some people don't like the look of this car, and I just think you are wrong. Sorry, piss off, go away. No, I actually do really like the look of this car. I think the rear of the LCI looks a lot better than the rear of the pre-facelift, but I think that the front of the pre-facelift was a little bit more aggressive. I mean, this is not bad, don't get me wrong, but I think the pre-facelift had just a little bit more of an aggressive front as a facelift, because, you know, the bumper, you know, all these underneath, it's now rounded up, and on the previous car it was more pointy, a little bit more aggressive, and you had some nice front splitters to accentuate that aggressive front bumper. But yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, this looks good, but it's a little bit more subtle. But the thing is about the 1 Series and the M140i is that actually the car, the M140i and the regular M Sport 1 Series, look very similar. The only differences are you don't have fog lights, you have grey mirror caps and double exhaust, and that's kind of it. Yeah, you have bigger brakes, but really the physical differences are very small. I mean, if you would see like a Honda Civic Type R or a Ford Focus RS, you immediately see that it's one of those cars. On this car you have to look twice, you have to look at the badge, look at the front, you just don't know it. So for some people who just want the fast 1 Series but don't want the boy racer look, I want the boy racer look, don't get me wrong, but some people just want to have, you know, the stock, you know, boring look but with the great engine. Then you can have that, because the M140i, at least factory, in like this gray color, looks very normal. Okay, and then if you want to have a more aggressive look, you can very simply do that, but like I just did, window tint, Maxon diffuser and a spoiler, and you have that boy racer look that you want. We're still not done with the rear, we're still gonna get black lines and Maxon diffuser extension kits. What's that? Ooh, Subi. Nice. But yeah, we're going for a more aggressive look still. We're also going to change the hood to the CS style one. But yeah, I mean, you don't need that much parts to go from a stock look to go to a very aggressive look, and that's what I really like on the M140i. It's very, you know, subtle when you buy it, and then if you want it more aggressively, you do it with a couple modifications very easily. So yeah, looks on this car I think is a big bonus. I just dig them. So yeah, that's the first thing. Then another thing that I like about this car is part availability. You know, the 1 Series is a very popular car, and like I said, the body shell of the M140i is not different as that of a regular M Sport 1 Series. So all these things like mirror caps, front splitters, grills, wheels, suspension, they all fit. So a lot of companies actually make more parts, you know, visibility parts for this car, because more people drive this type of version, just not with the same engine, but it doesn't really matter. Like if you drive an Audi RS3, Renault Megane RS, Ford Focus RS, Honda Civic Type R, those body panels are different from the regular version. So if you want something, a company has to make it specifically for your car. On this car, it's not the case. I mean, that spoiler over there, that front splitter over there, it will suit a 114D with an M Sport package just as well. That's a nice thing. So tuning availability is very great on this car. But then you get another thing in this car specifically. It has the B58 engine and the ZF8 gearbox, which is a very commonly used, you know, engine and gearbox in a lot of BMWs and even a Toyota Supra. So you have a lot of tuning availability for your car at a decent price. I mean, getting 500 wheel horsepower out of this car is very easy to do, and it will cost you, well, to get 500 horsepower out of this thing, you need wheel horsepower, so not on the crank. You need like high pressure fuel pump, catless downpipe, and the pure 800 turbo, and you'll be looking at 500 wheel horsepower, which will set you back around 6,000-7,000 euro, and you have a 500 wheel horsepower 1 Series. You should do some suspension tweaks if you do that, because stock handling is not that great for that much power. That's, you know, that's really a thing. But yeah, tuning availability on this car is a good thing. At least it is for me, for the channel. So content wise, it's not good for my wallet. I just want to have a car that has like no tuning parts available, so I have to keep it stock. But no, not in this case. So yeah, I mean, tuning availability for an M140i, like I said, visually you'll have a lot of 1 Series, so a lot of companies will make parts for your car, and the B58 is a very popular engine, very popular for tuning, so you'll get to modify your car performance wise very easily. So yeah, another great thing. Another great thing on this car is the beautiful B58 engine. I don't need to explain this thing, so B58, perfect. I mean, if I do need to explain it to you, the B58 really is a freaking gorgeous engine, pretty reliable, great tuning potential. Really, the M140i, if you want power, is one of the better bang for your bucks for just pure horsepower. Yeah, B58. That's, you know, one of the main reasons that I bought an M140i. That's because of the B58. It's just such a lovely engine. I love it so freaking much. I love you. Yeah, I mean, B58. What more do you need, right? Maybe like the new S58's engine, they are pretty sick. They just cracked the ECUs on those cars, and with the stage 1 tune, just the stage 1 tune, they are hitting, you know, over 650 horsepower at some places, close to 700 with catless downpipes. I mean, that's just going to be insane. So yeah, I mean, but those cars are over 100,000 euro. I bought this one for 30. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a price difference, but yeah, the B58, if you ask me, perfection. Now, the other thing, we know, with a great engine comes a great gear shifter. The ZF8 shifter in this car is so freaking good. It's really fast for a torque converter, and they can handle a lot of power actually above stock, so you have some great room left. But yeah, the gearboxes on these cars are very good. This one, you know, you can put an XHP stage 3 flash on this car, and then it will be even crazier. But yeah, I'm a very big fan of the gear shifter. Also the gear shifter, but I mean the whole gearbox. It is really, 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 really good. And then actually, with all that stuff, let's drive. The oil is almost warm. Fuel consumption. But the whole great package. You have a great B58. You have a great gearbox. And then one of the main reasons that I absolutely adore BMW, at least used to adore BMW on this part, is that all that gorgeous power is sent to the rear wheels in a rear-wheel driven hatchback with 500-ish horsepower at the end of the day. Who doesn't want that? I mean, that is just perfection. It is perfection. I'm actually driving the wrong way. I used to go to somewhere else. I actually need to go to the other way, but it's like force of habit. Anyway, rear-wheel drive makes the car so much more fun than front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive with a front-wheel drive based layout. Yes, I'm talking about you, new M140i. I hate you. This is why the old M140i is so much more popular than the new one. You have a 6-cylinder, you have rear-wheel drive. You also can get them in X-drive, the M140i's, except when the steering wheel is on the wrong side, then you can get them because it won't work with the steering rack. But that's why I say it's on the wrong side. Sorry, UK viewers. But yeah, this car is a great package. The handling needs some sharpening up, and that's something that we are going to solve very soon. I'm still going to be a little bit quiet about that because it's going to be the most expensive modification I have done on this car so far, and it's not an LSD. So just keep that in mind. It's not an LSD, so if it's really that expensive, you probably will guess what the next modification will be if it's a handling mod. But yeah, like I said, the M140i, 6-cylinder, B58, rear-wheel drive, gorgeous gearbox. What more do you want? That's mainly the reason why I picked one of these. Not in manual, because like I said, I'm going to do a pure 800 on this car, and the manual will not cope with that good. The ZF8s are stronger than the manual gearboxes, so that's mainly the reason that I decided to get one of them. And then I don't want an X-drive because I actually just like the misery that you get with rear-wheel drive, and sometimes fighting for traction, power sliding, the booty going from left to right when you're going hard on a throttle. I just wanted that. Okay, sure, you're faster with an X-drive from 0 to 100, but actually you lose some time once traction is not a problem anymore. So yeah, it's, like I said, it's really a hit and miss. You can get this car with X-drive, and you will have a lot of fun too, don't get me wrong, but it's just for personal taste that I decided to not go for that route and just go for the plain old rear-wheel drive. Yeah, like I said, I am a very happy man with the car that I bought, and I would never go another route anymore. Straight 6 cylinders from BMW for me is just good enough. Like I said, I don't want to change. I'm a very happy man with this setup. So yeah, that was it for today's video. Sorry for not uploading for a while. My COVID booster shot got me down really good, but now I'm fine again. So I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.